There's no bad ideas, only better ones. You
I
know.
want you to talk about the tamale. I want you to get back to talk about that tamale.
Yeah.
And you said that it has its origins there.
Hmm.
Exactly what did you find when you were doing your research? Because I have not gotten the full story about that.
Yeah. So again, there are a lot of stories as to how tamales ended up in the Delta. But the one that you would hear the most, if you research it, it's the one you would find. And even when I took my team there and we talked to individuals that are from there that are very deep in the tamale game, these are the stories they would tell you. So it dates back to the early 20th century when plantation owners would bring in Mexican laborers to work in the cotton fields. And they would travel with tamales and coffee cans because they traveled easy and they were
Okay.
sustainable. And these Mexican immigrants, they would work in the same cotton fields that the African Americans were working in. And that's how the African Americans got introduced to the tamales. And using the resources that the African Americans had access to, they started to develop their own recipes and pass it down from generation to generation. So if you go there today, you, most of the people in the tamale game that we met in the Delta
Hmm.
were well in age. You're talking like
Mm.
70, 80 years old, and they're like second, third generation. So it's been in their family for so long, and that's how they make their living. So it's a big deal down there, for sure. And it's not glamorous by any means, but it's prideful. They take a lot of pride in it, and it was very inspiring. When we discovered it and when we got to really kind of be in that element, for sure. But so from a flavor profile, one of the big differences between Delta Red Hot tamale versus a traditional Mexican tamale
Okay.
is that the Delta Red Hot it's simmered in a spicy red broth versus being
Mm.
steamed. They always come in bundles of three, um, and cornmeal is typically what is used.
Hmm.
Cornmeal or grits is used for a red hot versus masa, and
Mm.
um, and serve with saltine crackers. And yeah, and it's fire. It's so good.